Welcome, everybody, to Freedom Friday Hour on the Kapow Radio Show Network. Today's date is?
Today's date is May 13th, 2016.
Friday the 13th. It's very, very bad luck.
Those days have always been really good for me.
Yeah, I usually I do real well on those days. They just are like any other day. Okay, hey, anyway, we're going to talk about some stuff in a little bit. We'll talk about this one article, very interesting, about Truth About Transgenders from Johns Hopkins University. Mm-hmm. A new thing called Chemsex that I thought was a fascinating read. What's going on. And then how people are using cosmetic surgery to become taller.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the risk of being crippled for life. Mm-hmm. And then Netflix has a new crazy comedy show about...
Crazy Face.
Yes, about exorcism. And then did you know that Wicca, which is witchcraft, is on the rise in the U.S.? I mean, it's just booming.
That doesn't surprise me, though.
No, you know, because it's being mixed with Catholicism, Christianity. People who claim they're Christian are doing this. Well,
it's claimed to be a good witch type of thing.
Yeah, you don't do the bad black magic. You know, only good things. And there's no accountability. You don't have to be accountable to anything. You know, it's just the universe type of thing.
That's right.
So it doesn't surprise me. It surprises me because there is no truth. Great apostasy has occurred and has happened. The great falling away is happening as we speak. Mm-hmm. Really is. Okay, but before we get to that, I'm going to talk a little bit and bore the heck out of you, and you can just turn it off at any time. That's up to you. But anyway, what I want to talk about is I want to ask the listeners for a favor. Those who have read specifically our books, Demons in My Marriage Bed, Eyes to See Unseen Enemy, or Christianity of Blasphemy. You know, there's other books we have out there. I wrote a martial arts book. There's a death book out there I never talk about. But anyway, those specific three, but really Demons in the Marriage Bed. What I want to ask is that of those who have read that book, if you will please take the time and review it.
That's right.
On Amazon. If you didn't buy it on Amazon, you bought it on Barnes & Noble or something like that, that's fine too. But Amazon is like the big boy in the game. Mm-hmm. And it goes by ratings, especially if you have 100 or more. You know, it boosts up your ratings type of thing. And, of course, negative reviews bring things down. Now, for the most part, especially with Demons in the Marriage Bed, we got good reviews, except for 2. But it's enough to bring it down. And anyway, I'm just asking for a favor. We don't ask for money on this show. There's no donate button on Fifth Hook Media. There's no donate button on KapowRadioshow.com. There's no donate button on the Facebook page. Brother Marcos don't ask for money. We don't ask for money. Everything here is free. We wrote the book. We wrote all these books because we felt, whether we're right or not, I'm not sure, but we felt that God gave us this information to get out to people to read, and especially our testimony, what we went through in 2006 with the demons and the personal haunting that Linda and I experienced. And we really thought God was going to use us as in a marriage ministry,
sure,
you know, at a church. And of course, you know, you hindsight, you look back, and you know, none of that happens. We end up doing this kind of a thing. And so we wrote the book actually 5 years later through that Linda had kept copious notes of what happened. And so we reconstructed everything and wrote the books 5 years later. I actually wrote it like a year after it happened, but God shut that project down. He really did. It wasn't time yet. So when we released it, we honestly thought that we were doing God's will, and it has helped a lot of people. We do get quite a bit of compliments and things like that. And then, you know, it turned into this podcast that we do, and we probably get on average maybe 1 or 2, you know, emails a week. So not a lot, you know. There's not a whole lot in the mailbag there, but there's several people that are very encouraging, and they encourage us, and they'll tell us, you know, they listened to a certain episode and it really helped them, and blah 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 blah, all this stuff, and we appreciate that. We do appreciate faithful listeners and stuff. And as many of you may know or may not know, we're on 2 platforms. We use Blog Talk Radio, and that's the lion's share of listeners there on Blog Talk Radio, and we also use Spreaker as a platform. And on Spreaker, that's where we have the free apps for iPhone and Android. Also, switch over and start using the app, the free app. It's the best way to listen to the show. It's free. Everything's right there. What happens is start switching the audience back over to Spreaker, because Blog Talk, I'm constantly having trouble with Blog Talk. There's weeks where I just can't upload a show without tremendous effort. Of course, we always blame the devil. Like last week, Freedom Fridays, I think, or it was Monday show. One of the two. It took me all week to upload it. Yeah, Freedom Friday. It took me I couldn't upload it till Sunday. And text service, we're looking at it. Well, and I just keep getting these error messages no matter what I do and how I approach it. I've been doing it for 5 years, so I know what I'm doing on the site, but I'm constantly having problems with them. So if I can move more people over to Spreaker, I definitely would, and I'd get rid of Blog Talk. But I don't want to lose, those 4,000 or 5,000 listeners every 30 days on Blog Talk. I don't want to lose them. Okay. So, the other thing is reviews for the podcast. Some people depend on reviews. I'm one of those people. I won't buy anything online. I look at the reviews. Reviews mean a lot to me. In fact, I'm a professional reviewer myself.
That's right.
Under Fifth Hook, I get free products for Amazon reviews all the time, and a lot of stuff, cooking things, herbs, vitamins. In fact, I got some stuff coming for me now, and I get them for free for my unbiased review. So I am a avid reviewer on there. So I believe in that. So if you get a chance, you go to the iTunes store on the podcast, and you just type in Kapow Radio Show or Kapow Radio Show Network. Kapow Radio Show Network is the Blog Talk Radio iTunes feed. Kapow Radio Show is the Spreaker feed. They're exactly the same. They look exactly the same, but they're 2 different ones. So on the Spreaker feed, I have one review, one comment, 5-star comment. And then on the other one, on the Kapow Radio Show Network, that's from Blog Talk Radio, there's 13 reviews. 8 of those are 5 stars, and 2 of them are 1 star. And so what I'm asking you to do, if you get a shot, you get a chance, if you'll just go to the iTunes store, and if you'll just rate the podcast.
Yeah, it'll only take a few minutes of your time.
Yes, and if you don't like it, then don't say anything. Just quit listening. But if it means anything to you, just rate it. And as things go, also the app. While you're in the iTunes store, will you just rate the app? There's only 1 rating on there on the app, and that's Marcos. He is the only one who rated.
Thank you.
But it means a lot. Okay, so what I want to do is spending the time. Most people spend time, reading the positive reviews and the positive mail they get. I'm going to read you some of the negative stuff so that you can kind of see what we're up against and how much people hate us. This is about the Kapow Radio Show Network. This is about the show you're listening to right now. Okay, this is on iTunes, and this is one of the customer reviews from a person named Shadowrunner 2092. Shadowrunner 2092, and this was written earlier this year, and it's entitled. They gave us a 1 star, and it's entitled "Just Bad People." They say these shows are racist, misogynistic, and homophobic to the point of calling for violence. The ringleaders of this disaster, Paul and Linda,
that'd be me and you,
are probably the worst of the bunch. They are paranoid and irrational. When this is combined with their glaring ignorance on a variety of topics, the shows are virtually unlistenable. These people should seek professional help. Thank you very much, Shadowrunner 2092, for your honest opinion. Here's another one by Bunny Hunt. And it's entitled Right-Wing Legalistic Religion. They write, "This podcast doesn't claim to be produced by Christians, but I thought it would be based on the podcast description. It has nothing to do with Jesus, but everything to do with right-wing republicanism and legalistic religious anger and self-righteousness." I don't think that person listened to a lot of the shows because that's all we talk about.
Yeah.
It's Jesus. Even on Freedom Friday, the only thing I try to do is point people to the truth of Christ and say there's only one way out of this mess.
Yep.
I mean, almost every show I say that. And of course, on Monday shows, it's a deeper thing. It's usually a biblical study, a theological study. Of course, Brother Marcos does the same thing, and all the hosts on here do the same thing. And so it's kind of interesting how apparently they're a Christian, but they didn't find Jesus in any of our stuff.
Maybe she has a different Jesus than we do.
I don't know. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying. Okay, now this one. I'm sorry to take all your time, folks. We're going to get to the news, but I got to get this out. This one's on Amazon.com. Okay, you heard us talk about our book Christianity of Blasphemy, which apparently must suck because it's an ebook. We used to give it away. We didn't give that many away. Not a whole lot of people downloaded it for free when we did, and I think we have one review on it, and it's a horrible review. It's a 1-star review. No, I'm sorry. It's a 2-star review. It's a 2-star review, but that that just buries it. No one's going to buy it or even read it or anything like that. And maybe it's bad. I thought the Lord was speaking through us to the book to warn people about the serpent replacing Jesus. That's where we get the term Cheez-Its and things. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was a good thing. We really don't write or do anything unless we feel like that's what the Lord wants us to do and that it will help people, believe it or not. We do sell these books. Why do we sell them? Because the business is Fifth Hook Media. It's a limited liability corporation. And so there has to be a business behind that. I can't just do free podcasting, as a business. I don't get money for free podcasting. And so we do the books. Also, I learned that if you just wrote books and gave them away for free, people don't find value in that.
Yeah.
So they're not like expensive. They're like $4.99 or whatever. So I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do under the umbrella of Fifth Hook Media, and Fifth Hook Media also sponsors this show. In other words, who pays for all the platforms is Fifth Hook Media.
That's right.
Which is our business, which means it comes out of our wallet. Mm-hmm. We don't ask anybody to do that.
Yeah. As you'll notice, we don't have a donate button.
No, anywhere. No, we don't do that. This one is a review on Christianity of Blasphemy, the ebook. And this is on Amazon.com. So if you go to Amazon.com and look at that, write a review, because this is the only one on there. And it says this. Eric Lewis entitled his review like that. He says, "I found Christianity of Blasphemy an okay read. If you are already aware of Gnosticism, as well as witchcraft, has invaded the church, then I'm not sure you will find anything new. I did like in the end where the authors proclaimed this book to be ahead of its time, seemingly to imply they were privy to some new revelation that they have received and published ahead of anyone else receiving this revelation." Isn't that Gnosticism? No, Eric, it is not. You poor ignorant man. But anyway, that book, the foreword, was written by Marcos.
Yes.
And it's the best foreword ever written in the world.
Ever.
According to Guinness Book of World Records. Okay, now this one is the coup de grace. And I promise you guys I am going to get to some news stories if you're still listening. And you're probably not. I wouldn't either if I heard a radio host just ranting about his reviews, but I don't care. I'm going to do it. Demons in My Marriage Bed. This is the flagship of Fifth Hook Media. It really is. This is what started the Kapow radio show. It's the flagship. It's everything. When I wrote the death book, which was non-Christian, the paperback version of it's non-Christian. It's very new age. I was very successful with my death book. Very successful. And but then as soon as I started writing what I thought God was trying to tell me or my testimony, it's just not working, right? Wonder how that happens, right? But hey, once again, I'm not going to blame it, but maybe it just sucks. Okay, so we got there's only 15 reviews of this book on Amazon. All are positive. I mean, all are 5 stars. Some are 4 stars. People really dig it. It helped them a lot. They're verified purchases. It's good, right? But I know a whole lot more people have read this book than 15 people. I know a lot more, and on our podcast here, we're probably hitting anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 people every 30 days. Sometimes we've gone up to 10,000 people every 30 days, and I don't know where those people are. If I can just get a fraction of those people to write a review, it would really help. So maybe they're just robots or something. I'm not sure. But we got a 1-star from a guy named William McManus. William McManus, and all he wrote was, "What a complete load of crap." That's all he wrote.
Well, he didn't mince any words. That's for sure.
No, he didn't. But this one's good. Now I don't want to. This is kind of long, but you got to hear me out on this one. This was written by I know it's a female. Her name is Say Win, or that's her screen name, Say Win, and she entitled it "Contrived to Exploit the Charismatic Market." And that's sad because what we went through is anything but contrived. It's anything but exploitation. It's just the truth, and we're just trying to help people avoid hellfire. It's just that simple. But I don't know. This person, she claims she's a Christian. You be the judge. She said, "I think this book is very contrived. This cover alone should have been enough to tell me what sort of book this was going to be. Shock value is their method. I suppose if you like to watch Bob Larson cast out demons on TV, this book will appeal to you. It's very repetitious, which gets monotonous, and it seems to take forever for either the authors to admit how their carnality was responsible for opening doors to the enemy." Wow. Well, yeah. If in fact any of it is true, so she doesn't believe it really happened. I don't understand what kind of Christian family didn't immediately call in a spirit-filled pastor to conduct deliverance.
Well, maybe because there wasn't any.
Because there wasn't any. There wasn't any. We were on our own. It's almost as if they enjoyed the supernatural torment. And now they're trying to capitalize on it. My overall opinion is that these two are more people trying to exploit the Christian market. And then she goes on and she talks about me, because I used to have a YouTube channel, and I did a review on a book review, and she didn't like my review on that, and she thought I was smug. So she jammed me up on that, which has nothing to do with the book, Demons in the Marriage Bed. And then she says, "I will not respond to any comments attacking me personally. Should the authors or any others attempt a second smear campaign yet again." Now this was written, honestly, 4 years ago. It's been on Amazon 4 years, this review. Very negative, 4 years ago. And what I'm about to read you is going to blow your mind, because I just discovered this stuff today. There are comments. There are 8 comments under her review. 4 people found her review helpful.
Wow.
Helpful. Yet all the positive reviews, there's no one found those helpful. 4 people found it helpful. But she is still ranting about us up to 2 years ago.
Well, we must have really got under her skin.
It must have really, really bothered Say Win, poor little demon-possessed woman. She says, well, I'll start from the bottom. This one gal named Robin M. Ewers wrote, "I totally agree with you on this book. I did not believe half of it." Robin is having a conversation with this Say Win gal about our book under the comment section. Robin also says, "Laughing out loud, just saw your deleted post in my email. If they are going to have their book in a public place for people to purchase, they need to have the humility and grace to accept reviews, be them good or bad. I refuse to be oppressed. Whom the sun sets free is free indeed. So they can take their curses and go jump in the lake."
Wow.
Exclamation point.
Nice.
That's nice Christian stuff. I thought the book was entertaining, but it is eventually go absurd. I don't know how true it is, but it's not something I need to believe regardless. I took what I could from it. I feel Linda should have just kicked Paul to the curb from the beginning when she found out he was cheating. Honestly, they could have avoided that drama, be it natural, drama, or supernatural. He would have done what he finally did in the end, return to her. I'm sorry, I just have no time for love spells, poltergeists, etc. If I thought my husband was under some love spell, it would make no difference to me. My motto is, quote, if she can catch you, she can have you, end of quote. The book was actually very funny. It was just so absurd. The feeling I got from it throughout the book was that they were intrigued to some extent, playing in the devil's playground, the occult.
Obviously, he has no discernment.
That's pretty harsh.
It is very harsh.
That's pretty harsh. Poor husband that she's married to. She wouldn't even try to help him through the demonization. Yeah. Okay, and then Say When writes her back, says, I'm so glad you saw it. I confess when I saw that you had posted no reviews, paranoia got the best of me, and I thought you were a friend of theirs setting me up.
Oh,
so
no.
I deleted it. This was 2 years ago. And she wrote the original thing 4 years ago. So for 2 years, she's been demonized by our book. She says, Say When, P.S., they lowered the price after my first review during their castigation of me. I think it was originally $5.99. We did lower the price, but it had nothing to do with her.
No.
It had setting a better price market. What a weirdo. That she thinks people are after her. She probably watches football and they're on a big huddle and she thinks they're talking. Yeah. What a nut. She also says, Say When said 2 years ago, I agree with you across the board. I also do truly believe they were adding the intrigue to make it appeal to charismatics. They should note that witchcraft is a work of the flesh. Then Robin said, well, it was obvious that Paul was still heavy into the occult at the time. So I guess that being said, if all of it is true, it is quite a story. But for mature Christians, it seems very immature. God, these people are just so... Wow. For us mature Christians, I mean, we're like so righteous and God, my Lord. And that was it. And one person came to our defense a year ago. Yeah, she says, you don't respond to comments attacking you, yet you attack the author. The good says judge not, don't judge, and blah, blah, blah. But she's basically saying, you guys are Christians, and you're making people reject Christianity because you're not very Christian. Mm-hmm. She says, people are always watching you. Keep that in mind always. Many of those who are lost in sin assume that Christians are not, simply due to the hypocrisy out there. So, Katrina came and kind of came to defense. Anyway, but that was like a year ago.
Wow.
Amazing. So anyway, I wasted 23 minutes of time just to share that with you. And hey, if you're on the internet, you remember, make a note. If you read the stuff, please review it. And that would help a lot.
Yeah, it would.
It does help. Amazon judges where they place things by the reviews.
Yes.
All right?
All right.
Okay. I'm going to take a commercial. Now I'm going to take a commercial break. A self-serving commercial break. And then I'll be back with news if anybody's still out there.
I don't know what all this fuss is about these pestilence. I think the scientists are doing a great job.
Clueless? In the dark?
I think the government's doing a good job.
Have no idea what is really going on? I have an app for that. Kapow Radio Show app for iPhone and iPad. Kapow Radio Show app for Android. Get the app. Get a clue.
Hey, Vinny. I love politicians. I think they've got my best interest in mind.
Get the app. Get a clue. FifthHookMedia.com.
All right, we're back with our self-serving commercial to get our app. I still, one of my favorite ones, though, is still the iTunes podcast one that just entitled it Just Bad People. Just Bad People. The ringleaders of this disaster, Paul and Linda, are probably the worst of the bunch. We're paranoid and irrational. I always have my tinfoil hat on, so I don't know what she didn't get or he didn't get or whatever. But
oh well.
Can
I read my scripture?
Okay, but you're going to come across as a religious fanatic.
It's Isaiah 56:9-12, and it says, "All ye beasts of the field come to devour, yea, all ye beasts in the forest. His watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, every one for his gain from his quarter. Come ye, say they, I will fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more abundant."
I like that.
Yep.
That's a good
one.
We'll
That's a good one.
Stronger drink. First story.
Ting, 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 ting.
John Hopkins, psychiatrist, drops truth bomb about transgenders, and the liberals are furious.
Yeah.
Yep. It's simply amazing how such a tiny minority in our country, just 0.3%, so that's what, 0.03, has forced a national debate about whether the public bathroom they visit should or should not match the gender of their plumbing. The entire notion of gender is being questioned. It is now bigoted to believe we live in a gender binary world. The idea that humans come in only two flavors, male and female, is seen as outdated, old-fashioned, antiquated, and just plain mean.
They're
In
plain
fact,
mean.
I think this one person who reviewed us, she says we're misogynic, misogynic and racist. Probably the homophobic and misogynic. Probably misogynic because, I mean, you're a female and you're sitting right next to me and you're my wife, and so I don't know how we could be so misogynic, but maybe it's because I'm mean to men who think they're women.
Yeah.
I bet you. Yeah, did just add the homophobe in there. Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you what, as a woman, as a female, I would not appreciate a man in the women's bathroom.
No.
Regardless if he's dressed as a woman.
I know. And I'm a man and I don't appreciate men in the bathroom. I like to be there all by myself. Well, because I like to bathe.
Yeah, well, that's why you have your own bathroom as well.
Yeah. The entire notion is being questioned, Ms. Kapow. Now we must accept gender fluidity. Children as young as 4 are being encouraged to choose their gender identity as if it were a Halloween costume. Now check this out. According to a noted psychiatrist, Dr. Paul R. McHugh. This guy's a distinguished service professor of psychiatry at Johns Hopkins University.
Oh, that's big.
That's big. And he's the former psychiatrist in chief for Johns Hopkins Hospital.
Oh.
And he studied transgendered people for 40 years. He said it is a scientific fact that transgendered men do not become women, nor do transgendered women become men.
And there you have it.
Mm-hmm. He says all such people become feminized men or masculinized women, counterfeits or impersonators of the sex which they identify. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Well, you see, I read earlier that Jenner is having second thoughts.
Yes.
Of his being transgendered into a woman.
Yes. Now he's starting to. Well, I remember when he had his boobs done. Mm-hmm. And there was an article there. He said when he woke up, he looked at his boobs. The first reaction was like, what have I done? Yeah. What have I done? And I think that's why he's waited so long for the bottom part. You know?
Yeah.
Man, those are bells you can't unring.
No.
Wow. Nuh-uh. Mm-mm. Dr. McHugh, who was psychiatrist in chief at Johns Hopkins for 26 years, the medical institute that had initially pioneered sex change surgery and later ceased the practice. He stressed that the cultural meme or idea that one's sex is fluid and a matter of choice is extremely damaging, especially to young people. Boy, he's going to really tick some people off.
Especially the little teeny-weeny people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they start at 3, 4 years
3,
old.
4 years
now.
old. Yeah.
Hello.
Now, this is going to get the liberals in a frenzy. But Dr. McHugh says those who wish to change their gender suffer from a psychiatric condition, not an accident of birth. Mm-hmm. It's called gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria. The official psychiatric term for feeling oneself to be of the opposite sex belongs in the family of similar disordered assumptions about the body, such as anorexia and body dysmorphic disorder. Mm-hmm. That's what he said. That makes sense. Its treatment should not be directed at the body, as with surgery and hormones, any more than one treats obesity-fearing anorexic patients with liposuction.
Yeah. See, it's all in the mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the enemy gives you that thought,
Yeah.
like those anorexics. When I went to school, I met a lot of those anorexic gals and men, but they're more women.
Yeah.
And they were as skinny as, they were just skin and bone. But when they saw themselves in the mirror, they saw somebody fat and obese. That's crazy.
That
I mean,
is
that's,
crazy.
I don't mean that in a bad way, but you see how what you see is not really what's there.
Because they believe a lie,
Exactly.
demonic lie, mental illness.
It's very sad.
Demonic lie. The most tragic part of this new trend is the consequence. After the immense pain and hardship of transitioning, a high percentage of transgendered individuals eventually take their own lives. Wow.
Yeah.
He says, Dr. McHugh says, when the tumult and shouting dies, it proves not easy nor wise to live in a counterfeit sexual garb. The most thorough follow-up of sex reassigned people, extending over 30 years and conducted in Sweden, where the culture is strongly supportive of the transgendered. It documents their lifelong mental unrest. It's documented. Mm-hmm. 10 to 15 years after surgical reassignment, the suicide rate of those who had undergone sex reassignment surgery rose 20 times that of comparable peers.
Wow. That's high.
Yeah. Isn't that what the enemy does?
Yeah.
He robs, he kills, he destroys.
Mm-hmm.
That's the end game.
That's right.
No matter how he gets to that point, it's the end game.
That's right.
So anyway, enough of that.
Sad.
Yeah. But this guy's going to really make a lot of libtards upset. Mm-hmm. And this is a new thing. Chemsex.
Yep. Was that GHB, that designer drug?
Yes. Yes. That your ex-brother-in-law used to take.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you can ask Mr. Powell about that. Mm-hmm. Don't ask me. I never knew him. The young couple's day wound down like any other ordinary Monday. These are two gay guys. The men took their dog for an afternoon trip to the vet, followed by dinner and wine in a London flat. That cute? Mm. But about midnight, 18-year-old Miguel Jimenez, he's only 18 years old. He decided he wanted something a little more exotic, right? So he invited his boyfriend, who was an up-and-coming lawyer named Henry Hendron, who was at that time 34 years old.
Wow.
Uh-huh. He got him a sugar daddy.
What was a 16-year difference in age, right?
Mm-hmm. But then he got some arm candy. One guy got some young arm candy, and the other guy got a sugar daddy. Mm-hmm. So he invites him over to take some GHB. Recreational users ingest GHB. It's a depressant and a psychoactive drug to heighten arousal and spark feelings of euphoria. Right? So basically, they're getting high on this stuff. Mm-hmm. A controlled substance in Britain and in the United States. It's sometimes found at rave parties, right? And most recently in the small but controversial Chemsex subculture of London and New York City and other urban areas. Chemsex. And here's what they do. Well, let me finish the story. The lawyer, Hendron, the 34-year-old gay guy, he declined the drug, saying he had to work the next day. But apparently, he supplied this drug to this guy, right?
Right.
Jimenez took it anyway. It was quite a nice experience, and we went to sleep. You know what that means.
Yeah. You don't need to go there.
No, they did gay stuff. Hindren told the BBC in April, I woke up and he was dead next to me.
Ooh.
18-year-old dead next to you. So he phones the for help, and then he tries to resuscitate the kid. Blood starts trickling out of his mouth. He's thinking, God, he must be alive, but he's not. He thinks that he broke some ribs, trying to resuscitate him, and that blood's moving around. When combined with alcohol, GHB can be fatal, slowing breathing or inducing comas.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Me neither. And your ex-brother-in-law used to take this stuff like...
With alcohol?
Yes. Because he was drinking at 6 in the morning.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
When police arrived at Hindren's apartment with the paramedics, they arrested the lawyer, obviously. And guess what? He pleaded guilty in March for possession with intent to sell GHB and a stimulant, mephedrone. Mephedrone, not meth.
Good thing he's an attorney.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was an up and rising star, too. He had a big career ahead of him. Chemsex, the use of such drugs is being used in this chemsex scene. There are people in the medical field that are warning against this chemsex. It needs to become a public health priority, they're saying. Chemsex, as they define it, is typically practiced by men who have sex with men while intoxicated, high on chemical cocktails, and here's the things they use. Mephedrone. It's not meth, it's MEP.
H.
MEPH, so it's meth. Mephedrone, GHB, methamphetamine, or other mind-altering substances. So they combine these three things. Apparently, mephedrone is a stimulant. GSB is a depressant and also psychoactive drug. Meth is a stimulant. So it's almost like a speedball. The heroin and the cocaine speedball thing. Probably dating myself, but that's what John Belushi died of. Mm-hmm. So methadone, also known as meow meow, is a synthetic stimulant derived from the cat, Khat, an African herb. As GHB use appears to be spiking in popularity in the United States, cat, or meow meow, is accruing new users in the United Kingdom. Although chemists first synthesized meow meow in 1929, it's rather new in the recreational use. And so now it's kind of all over the place. Now, taking GHB, meow meow, and crystal meth together is meant to induce, now check this out, a feeling of instant rapport with sexual partners. So in other words, it breaks down all barriers, all inhibitions, all natural defenses against this.
Wow.
Yeah. So the ultimate goal is better sex for long periods of time. I love you long time! Frequently and with multiple partners.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. I love you a long time, Ronnie!
Yeah. Get away.
But Hannah McCall, she's an author. She told the Washington Post that she wouldn't call it outlandish behavior, but she does want the participants to be aware of the risk. She says they share needles, unprotected sex, the whole bit. Alcohol, they die. It's not crazy, but, you could die. Then it goes on. But what draws people to chemsex is up for debate. Well, sex.
Yeah.
Men take chemsex drugs to manage negative feelings, such as lack of confidence and self-esteem. All that stuff.
See, alcohol used to take care of that.
Yes, and you need more because they have to manage those internalized homophobia and go, oh, yeah, this sounds like a good idea. I'm going to do this.
Plus, it probably saves you on calories.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it does. But anyway, this Hindren guy, this lawyer, blew his career. He was up and coming. He was also selling this GHB, so that's what he got busted for. Blew his career. He's probably going to go to prison and all this stuff.
Wow.
Chemsex, I just think it's very interesting. the new ways
Yeah.
to open your mind to mind altering stuff. I mean, I don't know why they don't just take ayahuasca and do the gay thing. They get the spiritual experience and the gay thing at the same time.
Well, probably the imaginations that come with that drug.
They might see their partner as a demon.
Yeah. It's like,
Wow. I have to be taller, Miss Kapow. I don't like being a short, fat guy.
short and fat. You don't look like a burrito.
I look like a burrito. I have to be taller. I just have to be, and I'll pay any price to be taller.
Oh, that's sad.
It's the unregulated
At the risk of being crippled for life.
Well, it's worth it if you could be taller and more beautiful. It's the unregulated world of India's limb lengthening industry. Is this sad or what?
That is sad.
Young
It is
Indians, not woo-woo Indians, Indians from India, are paid for complex, painful procedures despite the absence of medical oversight in the race to improve career and marriage prospects.
See, so there's a lot riding on this
Oh, yeah.
for them.
Yeah, it's cosmetic surgery, but it's highly crazy and
Yeah, it boosts their self-esteem and
you're just taller.
yeah.
Komal never told her friends where she really went for 6 months last year. 6 months.
Well, they break your bones.
Yeah. They break your legs.
Yeah. And then you're in a cast and
6 months. 24-year-old from the town of Kota in western India. She went to see Dr. Amar Sarin, an orthopedic surgeon in Delhi, who made her 8 centimeters or 3 inches taller. A procedure which involved breaking the bones in her legs and wearing a brace until she could walk again.
yeah, see? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's going to be
3
good.
3 inches is a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm, 5'4",
Yeah.
so I'd be like 5'7".
Oh, yeah, you'd be an Amazon.
I could be a basketball player
You could.
for women.
Yeah.
Right?
If you knew how to play ball, you'd
Oh,
be tall
yeah.
enough to play ball.
Well, this will get me there.
Yeah. You
In
certainly
the
could.
beginning.
You certainly could scare the heck out of people walking through doors. Rawr! I mean, can you imagine if I did it? I'd still look like a burrito, but a taller burrito.
Yeah,
Like
you
a
look
big
like
burrito.
a taquito.
I'd look like a what is that? Chulupa. A chulupa. Her parents had to sell the family's ancestral lands so she could get the surgery. That's a good thing. But for Kamal, the extra height is worth it. I have so much confidence now. I was just 4'6". She was taller than you.
No, 4'6".
Oh, so she was little. I was just 4'6". People used to make fun of me, and I couldn't get a job. Now my younger sister is doing it too. Really? You couldn't get a job because you were 4'6"? I don't know. They say that in that country, height is considered attractive. Como is one of the growing numbers of young Indians using their increasing prosperity to improve their marriage and career prospects and fueling a cosmetic surgery boom. However,
What happened to the other Indians in the past? I mean, they found
they just
employment and they found spouses.
they just were unhappy because they weren't tall. You know, you don't want to go through life unhappy because you're not tall. I don't know. That's a good question. But you're kind of throwing logic in there.
Sorry. All right.
See, you always do that. You try to get logic, and I don't know why you let facts get in the way of a good story.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, facts.
Zip, 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 zip.
Limb lengthening surgery is completely unregulated in India. Many of the surgeons performing it lack experience. Nice. It also carries a certain stigma. Dr. Sarin says, this is one of the most difficult cosmetic surgeries to perform, and people are going to, after it, like 1 or 2 months. Yeah. There are no colleges, no proper training, nothing. You know what? I just realized that according to this person who says that we are misogynic, racist, and homophobic, that was just a racist thing because I used an Indian accent on an Indian guy that would probably have that accent. I'm a 1-star. No wonder. Shame on me! Prospective patients appear undaunted, though. It's cheap. Their doctors are well trained. Attracts people from around the world. Cosmetic surgeries make up a large slice of a lot of money they make over there. And they draw numbers from all around the world. So anyway, he says it's a growing trend in India. I get around 20 calls a day with people telling me I want to be tall. I have to be taller. 20 calls a day.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I don't get 20 calls a day.
You don't even get one unless I call you.
Yeah. No one calls me and says, I have to be saved. I just have to be saved. I don't get one. None. One man who had surgery in 2015 says he met at least 20 doctors before deciding to go ahead with the procedure. Many of the doctors I approached had only done one or twice or none. So he searched around for 1 year for the right person.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. See, one guy who had operated on a 23-year-old man after doctors raised concerns about why unusual experimental surgery was performed. They said that the ethics committee weighed in on this, that the surgery divides orthopedic specialists in India, many of whom contend that the surgery is extremely difficult to perform and can cripple people for life.
Yeah, see? That's not
Wow.
good.
Lot of risk of complications, limb lengthening, right? So apparently this was invented or pioneered in 1950s.
Yeah, in where? Russia.
In Russia. This inventor guy, he was a Polish man named, I'm not going to say it. He once was known as a quack, but then he became known as the magician from Kurgan. He performed these surgeries on people, including an Olympic high jump champion.
Oh.
But he did the technique not for cosmetic purposes, but for people who had accidents or were born with limbs that were different lengths.
Sure.
Now, so anyway, but they are using this technique now for cosmetic surgeries.
surgery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this doctor basically ends with this. He admits that he has performed a surgery successfully on hundreds of people, but he says it's madness to do it.
Mm-hmm. In fact, he even contemplated stop doing it, but
Yeah.
then he saw how the successful surgeries
Yes.
made people feel better about themselves. So he thought that has to be good.
So I'm doing the right thing. Not that my bank account is just swelling up with millions of dollars. That has nothing to do with me contemplating stopping this dangerous procedure.
It's the self-esteem.
And when I see the smile of those people and they get up after 6 months and they're 3 inches taller.
Getting good jobs, marrying successful people.
And good-looking people.
Oh, yeah.
Taller, good-looking
Tall.
people. Mm-hmm. You know, they might limp a little bit. They might have a hunchback, but you know what?
Walk
They're
with a
taller.
cane.
Walk with a cane. They can't play
Braces.
soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen later on in life. You know, when they get, like this gal was 24 years old. What's going to happen when she's 50? I mean,
I know.
and the weather kicks in. I mean, what's going to happen with those bones and aches? And that's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. Netflix. How many of you out there have Netflix? Shame on you!
We do.
Netflix nabs exorcism comedy. It's called Crazy Face. So why this is not funny is because demon possession is not funny.
No.
But they're going to make it funny. They're going to make it funny. Netflix is ready to take a comedic look at horror. They're teaming up with some other company. They're going to call it Crazy Face. It's a new series. It's a 6-part series. It'll star several people from all over the place. It's described as a dark comedy with unexpected twists. Mm-hmm. It's funny and gripping. It's about friendship, love, and facing your demons. It follows the angst and exorcisms of an unlikely duo of demon hunters.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. They say when people die, most go quietly into the night, but some have unfinished business, scores to settle. These souls work through their issues by possessing the living. Most of the time, they walk freely among us, unseen by all but a special few.
Uh-huh.
Amy is one of those few.
Okay.
She works in a bowling alley and never imagined herself battling the legions of hell. And then her little partner is Raquel. She's armed with Wikipedia and a baton she bought on eBay. Raquel's self-made demon hunter with a whole lot of baggage and an lack of social skills.
Okay, that sounds really intriguing.
I'm already laughing just reading what it's about. That's hilarious. So they go around and they exercise demons and
with a baton.
And she has a Wikipedia in her head. Oh God, that's so funny.
With a baton and Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crazy Face will be broadcast exclusively in the UK, and then Netflix will stream the series globally after its premiere. I can't wait.
We got popcorn, right?
We got popcorn,
All right.
man. We can't wait to see this show called Crazy Face that makes light and comedy out of exorcism. Okay? Okay, I should start winding down here.
Okay.
Because I talk so much about reviews. This has to be the last story. I know you're disappointed, folks. All two of you who are still hanging on.
Bless you.
They don't do it on purpose. They just left the thing running while they're washing dishes or running to the bank or something. Like, what's that noise? Oh,
I thought the two of you and I.
That's probably, yeah. That's why we do it, to just listen to ourselves and laugh. Oh, we're so funny. Out of the shadows, Wicca grows in Austin and beyond.
Da-da-da-dum.
What? This is from reportingtexas.com. Reportingtexas.com. Mary Caldwell. Do you know her?
No, but I know she has spiky pink hair.
Okay. Do you know she has tattooed arms?
Oh, and she works in a customer service for a software company.
Sounds like a normal gal. Mm-hmm. She also is the leader of a Wicca meetup at the Gathers every Monday. They gather every Monday at the Monkey Nest Coffee.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey Nest.
So you might go there to get a little latte. Here's a Wiccan group.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
But I bet you if you ask that coffee shop, can I have a Bible study in here?
Oh, no.
They'd say, ooh, no bibbles. On a recent Monday evening, she led the group in a discussion of numerology. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what that means, don't you? There's like 4 units. Mm-hmm. It has a significant spiritual meaning. Yeah, it is math. I did see a cute cartoon the other day. Can I digress about math?
Okay.
I saw a cute cartoon. It was a cartoon of Jesus and his disciples. It was funny. And Jesus was saying, you got to forgive people, not just 7 times, but 70 times 7, like that. And then the last guy in the cartoon with the disciples, he has his hands on his face. And he's like, oh, great. Not only do I have to forgive people, but now I got to do math.
That is cute.
That was funny.
That's funny.
On a recent Monday evening, she led the group in discussion of numerology. It's the belief that numbers have mystical meanings, as well as rituals and personal experiences with spirits. Mm-hmm. Recently, some members of the group had visited a local cemetery to commune with spirits.
I see Crazy Face here.
I see Crazy Face. It's for real. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Some of the people in the group just see them, talking about spirits, and some just hear them, and some of them just smell them, said Caldwell. She's 44 years old, and she said it was great fun.
Oh, for the love of pizza.
It's great fun.
Oh, no. Okay.
It's great fun. Wicca is a modern version of ancient pagan religions created in England and brought to the United States in the 1960s. Its followers worship a goddess and a god, little g, honor the earth, and practice ritual magic.
And that's why they say it's a good magic.
Yes.
White magic.
Yeah, they don't harm anybody. They're just digging it, you know. They follow the Wiccan Rede, R-E-D-E, a statement of principles that stresses the importance of doing no harm.
You see, there it is.
Do no harm. Mm-hmm. Do what thou wilt.
It's very organic.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the tofu version of black magic.
Mm-hmm.
We believe that everything is part of the one, said Ed Finch.
Oh, he's 80.
He's 80.
Wow.
He's a Wiccan senior high priest, and he's a member of the Caldwell's meetup group, one of several Wiccan or witches groups in Austin, Austin, Texas. Everything in the universe is linked to everything else in the universe.
Okay.
That's the Tao, right? That's the Chinese Tao. That's the metaphysical. That's the secret.
Yin,
Everything's
yin,
linked.
yin.
I wish everything. That's called Jesus calling, God calling, Gnosticism calling, right?
Right.
It's all in my new book, Cheez-Its Yelling. And then you can just draw and doodle whatever Cheez-Its tells you, and he's yelling at you. Draw a car, draw a bird.
And color.
And color to relieve anxiety. Christian coloring books to relieve anxiety. It's important. Because Wicca is highly decentralized religion with no central authority. No one's going to tell them what to do. Mm-mm. It's hard to get a tally of members. But anyway, they estimate that in America, there's like 50,000.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
Up to, that was in, I don't know what year that was, but it's increased to 342,000 in 2008.
I believe that.
Up from 140,000 in 2001.
Shish.
2008 is the most recent available. So you know it's a lot higher than that.
Oh, yeah.
Now check this out. Wicca's growth tracks the changing religious landscape in the U.S. As a growing number of people have established religions.
Leave established
religions and become either unaffiliated or switch to alternative religions. Mm-hmm. Why is that? Because organized Christianity is a failure. Mm-hmm. They have nothing. Organized Christianity doesn't offer anybody anything.
No.
It's a powerless, apostate church. So they're going to go seek the spiritual.
Sure.
If I wasn't really saved and didn't have the real Jesus, I would do the same thing.
Sure.
Because at least you could have fun and practice, magic, and you could think that you do these rituals and stuff actually happens. Mm-hmm. It doesn't happen in a powerless, apostate church. You're just wasting your time giving your money away. That's my opinion, and that's why I get 1 stars. About 5.9% of Americans followed a non-Christian faith in 2014. That was up from 4.7 in 2007. That's according to the Pew Research Center.
Wow.
The number of people who have institutional affiliations are declining in general. So Wicca is part of a larger trend. Yep. People are not aligning themselves in traditional religious ways anymore.
Nope.
So they come from all walks of life. Some of them are engineers, Air Force officers. Wiccan covens are established on military bases, including Fort Hood. They have the Pagan Student Alliance at UT, includes Wiccans and followers of paganism and other non-traditional faiths.
Wow.
Uh-huh. This one guy likes it because of the quality of its theology. He says traditional religion is very hierarchical or even patriarchal at times, while paganism has always been focusing on everyone as equal. Sounds like Bernie. Mm-hmm. We need equality. How he did that with his little hands, his little bird hands. Mm-hmm. But equality. And then we need equality
He looks
for
like
everyone.
a conductor.
Yeah, he does. Like a mad scientist. This guy continues, we don't have God. We don't just have God, who in Christian values is a white male. It's just a white male.
And he knows this because...
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, just God's a white male. Looks like Trump sitting on a big cloud making a pouty face. Yeah. How does he know that? But he's attracted to this religion because of his theology.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He actually uses the term theology.
But he has a goddess.
We have a goddess. Mm-hmm. They are equal to each other. The goddess and their god, who's not a white male. I wonder what he is. Fitch, this 80-year-old guy, said he's been interested in alternative religions for many years. He was initiated into Wicca in 1967.
Wow.
And he's part of the Gardnerian Wicca tradition. It's one of the earliest branches created by Gerald Gardner in England in the 1950s.
Ew, sounds very English.
Oh, yeah, boy, they're a long tradition. There's not a fixed order of authority in Gardnerian Wicca. Anyone who gets trained can become a high priest. Now, unlike other versions of Wicca, the Gardnerian tradition requires that people be formally initiated, by a high priest. Initiation separates plastic Wiccas, or people who claim to be Wiccan but aren't serious about it, from true believers.
See, they have those kind of people.
Yeah, they got apostate Wiccans too. And then they're going to go...
We just go there for the donuts.
Yeah, we just go for the donuts and the music. Now, where does an apostate Wiccan or a plastic Wiccan go? You guys are going to go
Church.
they're going to go. You guys are going to go to the deeper part of hell. Is that what happens? We're going to go to the lighter part.
The lighter plays Sears.
Yeah.
Sears.
Yeah. Now, this chick, Caldwell, the tattooed gal,
Oh, yeah.
she dabbled in Wicca when she was a teenager, but she said her interest faded as she grew up and had children. In other words, she matured.
Yep.
But it wasn't until about 8 years ago that she finally became fully devoted to the religion. After her kids were a bit older, she could actually get more time for herself, and so she got back into her spirituality. Mm-hmm. Isn't that cool?
Okay.
Both her and her husband, or she and her husband, Joe, are third-degree Gardnerians. Third degree, just like Masons. Meaning they are serious students of Wiccan theology and have the ability to lead a coven. She has Wiccan signs hanging all over her office wall. She said her coworkers know and accept the fact that she's Wiccan. Now, I know there's people that get in trouble that have scriptures on their thing, but you can have that.
Yeah.
Now, check this, what she says. This is the end of the story, but I think this is very, very enlightening. She says, it's funny because I've got people who are devoted Catholics coming to me and saying, quote, I've got a problem. And can you do a spell for me?
Ooh.
End of quote.
Wow. That's huge.
Oh, or as Donald Trump would say, huge. That's huge. We're going to build a big, huge Wiccan wall. Huge. It's huge.
And it's going to be spectacular.
It's going to be spectacular. The Kapow Radio Show, Paul and Linda, that's a disaster. The disaster. The two ring, they're a disaster, okay? But we're going to make this, we're going to make it great again. We're going to make the Kapow Radio Show great again. They're a disaster. They're a disaster. I don't know what's wrong with those people. Well. I have nothing else negative to say. I can't think of any other thing negative.
All your negativity is gone.
The world sucks.
There it is. There it is. It's spewing out.
The world sucks. Sucks big time. Okay, that's it.
All right. Well, we look forward to reading your
reviews.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Just do us a favor. Hey, look it. Do me a favor, okay?
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Write the review, okay? Just do do me a favor. Do me a favor. Write the review.
Yeah.
Amazon.com. If you go, I don't know how to find your books. Go to Amazon.com. Type in Paul, Paul, space, Villanueva, or Villanueva, Villanueva. It's like New Village, Villa, Village, and then Nueva, New Village, Villanueva. Type in Paul space Villanueva, and all my works, all my great magnus opuses will come forth, spewing from the pages. But I'm just asking Demons in the Marriage Bed. That's a flagship. Just do that one. If you want to do Christianity Blasphemy, that's fine. If you've read it, no one reads it. But, I just got one review on there. It's negative. It's bad. The podcast, I don't know how that helps in iTunes or not, It probably does. I like reading reviews. I don't buy anything without reading reviews. I think it's helpful. But it would help. So do that. And if you don't, then don't. But don't come to me. Don't come to me.
All right, y'all.
When Hillary takes it all away.
Have a good weekend.
I sound like Bill Clinton.
Ciao, babies.
Ciao, babies. I did not have chow with this woman, Monica Lewinsky.
The views and opinions expressed on the Kapow Radio Show Network are absolutely the views of Fifth Hook Media and its affiliates. The Kapow Radio Show Network may have offended, exposed, revealed, laughed at, made light of, or shown the awesome stupidity in general of the following: the Illuminati, aliens, reptilians, greys, and ascended masters, sexual perverts, the oligarchs who engage in a lot of sexual perversion, corrupt, dim-witted politicians, Marxists, socialists, Nazis, idiots that think they are gods, idiots that think there is no one true God, false teachers, false religions, cultural Christians, the emerging church, the submerging church, sheeple, mindless Satanists, brain damage occultists, vampires, both spiritual and political, demons, fallen angels, nephies, people that do dumb things in Walmart, people that do dumb things, period, and guys named Schmitty. To this non-inclusive list, we sincerely wish to say, too bad, so sad, it sucks to be you.